Time to get this shrink wrap off. Use the trusty old electric scissors here.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I'll come and keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good, don't do anything that I wouldn't do. And when you...
Alright guys, finally able to get a good look of how she looks. Currently very dirty. Still needing to add her black stripe. But this is how she looks without the wrap. Well, time to start cleaning. Just finished the last coat of paint in there. Got basically the water box slash muffler drying after being washed. Lauren's over here just bent over with her butt out. What are you working on?
I'm trying to pull the tape off without ruining the top coat.
That does not look like fun.
That is not.
I guess that's why she's in the position she's in. You guys have no idea how well the wood turned out. Well, actually, camera's picking it up pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Don't look too close.
As I was in there painting, we got our little workstation going over here. Getting everything sanded and stained.
We have moved on to the next part of the staining process. I sanded these ones yesterday, and then I have to sand these ones today and then do the wood conditioner, and then I can start staining them. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm hoping to get these done this weekend, but who knows. I still have to do these, but Brandon took this off last night because I could not get it out and it was really frustrating me. And then we still have to do up here and then the wood over there. I personally would just like to get rid of this wood here, but we have no idea what it looks like underneath, so I'm gonna have to sand it and stain it while it's up there. And then same with this. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on and where we're at. At least if I get this done and then like the doors up here, it'll all match in the living room kitchen area, and then I'll feel better, and then we'll get down to the other stuff later on.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time.
So I can confirm that this was 100% the hardest thing to stain on the entire boat this far, mainly because my arms were on fire and I was trying to make sure that I wasn't dripping stain everywhere, which is a lot harder than you'd think, especially when everything in the boat is cream and I am using a very dark stain. So I figured this would be a great time to tell you guys how we decided on this specific color. Me and Brandon went back and forth for a while on what color stain we wanted to to do. So we were looking at newer boats and we were also looking at older boats just to see what the different colors look like. We both knew that we wanted it a darker color because originally it was more of like a lighter brown, kind of had an orangey tinge to it, but it was so sun faded that it was a really light brown. I drew up some mock-ups on my iPad, which I'll show you here. They're not great, but it was just to give us an idea on what the different colors would look like. And we showed it to some of our friends and family and had them choose. A lot of them liked the second option, but I preferred the darker of the options because I knew that it was just the stain color that we took off of the plaques that they have at like Home Depot, and I just copy and pasted a bunch of them together. So I knew that's not exactly what it was going to look like, but I still had a pretty good idea. We went back and forth with it for a while. We decided to do a test molding, which were the two moldings that we had to take out when we redid the door. So I took those to the shop and did the two different colors. I liked the darker one better. Brandon liked the darker one, but was still leaning towards like an orangier colored one. So we talked about it, and I had some reference photos from earlier this year. We went to the Miami boat show and we went on a couple different boats, including a Viking, which I had photos of. It had darker wood with like the lighter cream colors. So I think that shifted his interest in the darker color, which is obviously what we ultimately chose. Anyone that has seen it this far tells us how good it looks. So I think that we made the right choice overall. But yeah, that's kind of a fun little story on how we chose this color.
Well guys, exciting news. Today is the last day on the hard. Finally, after way too long and basically a deadline that I did not meet, we are ready to go in the water. So tomorrow at 8 a.m. we'll be launching it. But I've been so busy trying to get everything done and get caught up. Haven't been doing much filming, so I figured today, before it starts raining out, because if you look, the sky isn't looking too hot out there. Camera almost makes it look better. But doing some of the last things to get ready to actually start this thing up and drive since the accident, since the massive rock that screwed up so many things. Just finished bleeding the system because with everything that happened, come to find out that that rock hit that rudder so hard, it twisted it within the shaft and basically caused it to have a couple lines leaking, all kinds of things. So I just went down there, snugged everything up, changed one of the lines completely. I just finished bleeding all the system, so pretty straightforward, nice and easy. Unfortunately, I've had to do this a million times now because last year when I put on the hydraulic platform, it's a classic scenario of check where you're going to drill a hole before you drill a hole, because I drilled a hole right through my power steering line. So because of that scenario, I've now spent multiple times bleeding out my steering system, so I'm very good at it. So as you guys do see though, still no hard top. It's been like a month later. Trying to get that thing done has not been easy. We're working on it. I was planning on putting it in, or installing it while I was still on land, but the time just isn't on my side. And even today, I ended up having to work Saturdays, so kind of threw everything for a loop, and still a day behind, but it's okay because the guy that has been waxing the boat, I did outsource all of the polishing and waxing of the boat, or else I probably wouldn't have been in until next year. So thankfully, he actually had a couple rain days, so it pushed him back. So things actually worked out where even with me having to work, we're still here. And the time has finally came. Not sure where the last time you were. I think we didn't even have a swim platform on. And we now do have a hydraulic swim platform. That is the view from up here. And so much video from down in that hole that you have seen. I just finished tightening all the lines and everything for that steering system. So we'll bring you through. We'll show you kind of what we did get done, what we haven't got done. Like one thing. I'll show you guys quickly. Don't know if I'm going to get this done in time because with the rain, but the bow thruster is 100% wired. All the electrical is done. Only thing I have left to do is mount the switch. So for right now, I basically just have a portable joystick that I can hold. So I can still at least try it out and use it for now. If the rain does hold up, I'm going to mount it in the dash. But for now, it's actually all wired and just ready to go. So I can still use it at least. All right, besides for that, not much else has changed up here. Waiting to be in the water, change all the gauge clusters, which you guys have seen already. So see the mess that's going on downstairs. So the platform's almost done. Got to do a couple more mounting bolts. Swim platform's looking really good. Got everything actually powder coated. Thankfully, I know a guy does great work and very timely. Everything else, my props have been lapped, torqued, bolted on. This stuff is all completed down here. That hydraulic cylinder that we did have the issue with, which was leaking, the pin at the very top there, we got that still exposed because it's not 100% buttoned up, but it is actually all done and installed. But let's show you how everything turned out, the stripe, and how good of a job this thing came out being just buffed and waxed. Let's take a look. So there's the stripe that me and Lauren added on. It's just a vinyl stripe, but man, we got it pretty much laser straight without using a laser. And I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but she is shiny now. Besides for the couple little drips and streaks, because it's been a week or two, but very shiny, looking very good. As we know, bow thruster is complete. Very, very excited to use that. That's why I had to wire it in, even if it's not mounted in the dash. But obviously that still looks just the same. Don't mind my 30-year-old boat. It still does have some nicks and dings. Here's a gel coat repair that I'm actually going to try tackling myself. Same with some pretty big gouges up here. Something cool though is you guys did see that I rerouted my generator exhaust, but I don't think you ever seen the finished product, because that is where my generator exhaust used to come out, which has now been color matched, which unfortunately I didn't do because I am not this good at doing body work. I did hire the marina to do so, and they just patched up this spot, and you would never be able to know that my generator exhaust that now comes out there, right in there, used to come out right here and blast all my friends' boats right on the side. One nice addition, I don't know if you guys seen this, but if you guys own a boat that's this size and you're doing basically a house renovation to it, get a set of these stairs. Man, does it make it so much easier carrying things up and down and just simply getting in and out. Big plus, and it'll be very nice because I'll just use it at my shop when I'm not using it here. But now, walk right up, hop up the platform, walk right in, which that's where we're going. Let's bring you inside. We'll show you some of the woodwork Lauren did. It turned out amazing. Unfortunately, there's still 3 more rooms to do, but the living room looks amazing. Let's take one.
Okay.
Bringing you guys to the inside. Take a look at that wood. That's some nice wood.
That is some nice wood.
So this girl right here did all of the sanding, staining, clear coat, everything. The parts up top, the sides, the trim that goes around the door, which we took off, and we actually used it for test samples when I was rebuilding the entire door and then putting everything back together and retinting the side windows. Still have these ones to do, but that's when we figured out what color we were going with and everything like that. In the kitchen, everything turned out amazing as well. Everything's almost done. Still, we're working on rebuilding this drawer today, actually. This is back from when I put this big double sink in, which is a lifesaver. But I don't know if I ever showed you guys this. Unfortunately, the sink is now bigger than the opening I had. So we're cutting down the drawer. Here's the top for it here. We're cutting it down to basically make it fit in there. I'm gonna put a new piece of wood on the side. So I'll have the same cover to cover everything and look uniform, but the inside will just be about 1 inch shorter now. Yes, we have a stand-up AC, which is frowned upon in boats, but we are on land, so I can't run the AC. And let me tell you, that little thing makes a big difference when you're working in here. So this is what the couch looks like. You can almost, even though there's a giant mess, almost be able to tell what the boat starts to look like, since this is the first time you guys are seeing the couch where it's got to go. And this is what I was talking about in the last episodes. Look at how much wasted storage space. I'm pretty sure, Lauren, you could fit in there.
I probably could.
Come on.
Do you want me to try?
Yeah, let's see. So that's how much storage space we have. Lots of room in there?
So
Right.
much. I
think you got a new bedroom.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
So the dog house. It's going to be called the couch house.
It's a pretty big house if you get all of them.
So this is what we were talking about when I said trying to utilize all the storage that I could have, because that is insane amount of wasted space. Like, that is one compartment out of the 4. So I'm going to be completely redesigning the way the couch is, because you can see that's how it is taken apart, and this is just how I bought the boat. That's what it was. No way to access it, nothing like that. So we're going to make it where every single one of these compartments open up, because when traveling around the world, or to Florida from here, or to the Bahamas, extra food, canned goods, water, anything, some liquor, any of the essentials could fit in here, and we have so much room to be able to stash things away nice and secure without them rolling around, bouncing around, and just in individual cubbies the way the couch is set up.
What's the cord for?
It's a spare bath thruster, shrunk up cord.
Oh, we're already storing things in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's actually the leftover piece of when I just finished wiring the bow thruster controller. Unfortunately, it came in pre-cut lengths, so already using it for storage. Since it's a 50-foot boat, and yet we're running out of space for stuff. Unfortunately, nothing has changed in the master. Staterooms are all the same. So maybe for you guys out there, let's go down to the engine room. So our friends showed up. We all know Mitch, the guy that still have a scar and black eye.
Yeah, I can sit like this maybe.
So we think both girls can fit into the one spot. 2 girls, 1 hole. Let's see what happens.
What the head's in?
Come on, girls.
Where do you want me to go? I gotta get this knee in. My knee's not even in.
They might actually both fit.
My butt hurts. Okay, just don't knee me in the face. Like, I don't want a black eye.
Mitch, we're gonna have our own beds for any trip we go on.
Lock them in there.
Yeah, where's the
I
cushion?
don't think I can get out though. No.
Yeah, we'll just.
I can't put my ow, my sunglasses.
Perfect.
Phil.
And they do both fit.
My foot's in the next compartment.
Back to the engine room.
If I put my feet straight.
So finally, I'm almost done working in this engine room. After many things, still got a couple more things to do, such as main water intake hoses. They're actually supposed to be arriving tomorrow after the boat's already in the water, so that's cool. But it is what it is. As you've seen though, all these hoses, basically I replaced every hose that was for water intake. So Jenny hoses, so we now have everything fully installed for the dripless shaft seals. Engines are fully aligned, and basically got everything just cleaned up and looking good. Looking like a proper engine room, since this is an engine room. So to give you a good look around, this boat does hold 600 gallons of fuel. I don't know the exact conversion rate. Lauren here can pop it up on the screen for you. I think it's around 2250 liters. Behind you, that's the generator. This boat is running a 15 kilowatt generator, a Westabeek, with pretty low hours, so, but still got some maintenance to do. Got injectors rebuilt and an injection pump rebuilt, so we're going to be putting that in hopefully probably next week actually. But yeah, let's you guys can kind of see what's going on in here. So as you heard us talk about before, we do have 2 6V92 Detroits. They are 550 horsepower model. do wish I did have the V8s, but still pushes the boat along pretty good. Since it is a bit tight, I'll grab the camera here. So we do have, what is that, central vac?
Yeah.
We do have central vac in here. The oil pump out system, which is amazing when you're dealing with pails and pails of oil. But as you can see, everything is nice and clean. Doing some last minute maintenance, checking belts, checking tension, things like that. Changing, so that's why. We do have central vac in here. The oil pump out system, which is amazing when you're dealing with pails and pails of oil. We are doing basically spring maintenance, water filters, so just your main water filters for my 40-gallon hot water tank, which works absolutely amazing. So coming over to the pump area, which is a disaster still because I've actually replaced and changed a lot of this stuff. This boat used to run off of a deep well pump that powered the freshwater system. It has since been converted, and I actually put a 24-volt pump, which was the backup one, and they were both tied together. So what I actually did to do some cool things, to stop having to run the generator every time I wanted to do anything on this boat, was converted 24-volt freshwater pump for all of the water system, the deep well water pump, which is now plumbed straight out through the hull. And then there's an actual line, which is still disconnected from winterizing, goes right up to my anchor, and that is now my fresh water pump, which kicks butt. It works so good using a full-blown deep well pump to power a hose outside for washing down the anchor chain, things like that. Your dual set of Raycor filters, and other than that, just a nice, clean, tidy engine room. So what I can show you over here is that is actually my spot, and you can see the old mounting locations. That was a battery charger. That was my inverter. And this is where my lithium battery bank went. Since I did that last year to basically power fridges, Starlink, things like that. Now with the plan on going far and needing actual house power for way longer, we are going to be doing a big lithium setup, big inverter, but that is all going to be on the next episode. That will be a pretty cool thing, and basically this boat won't really have to rely on running the generator at all, so that will be a cool thing. I do know for the guys watching the videos, this is some of the cool things that you get to see inside of the engine room. And this is basically the side where I actually have normally some boxes, and I basically store extra engine filters, oil filters. Time I finally cover our missing hole that's been there forever. Well, it's early in the morning. The travel lift just pulled up and getting ready to throw it in the water. Fingers crossed, everybody, that everything goes well and we got no more leaks. Everything was replaced right, and hopefully everything's tight. Everything has probably been triple checked at this point though.
Look at how shiny it looks.
The whole transom has not been polished or waxed.
But this side looks so shiny.
Can't wait to replace that rub rail and get the boat name on.
This is the moment of truth.
This is the moment of being very nervous.
Oh gosh. What was that sound?
Cable's binding up. Haven't seen water in many months. And this, my friends, is why dry rotted hoses should always be replaced. I literally have all my water intake hose on order, but let me tell you, I didn't realize it was this bad. Look at the water leaking in just from the dry rot cracks, which can cause cavitation, air to be sucked up, wear out your impellers faster, make your engine overheat, many different things. If water's coming in through the hose, air can also get sucked in when it's trying to suck water into this. So that actually comes in today. So be able to get all that replaced. But she's floating.
Well, we're moving.
We are officially moving under its own power. Of course, it's a very windy day, trying to back all the way up out of this marina too. Even get to test the bow thruster.
I was gonna say, did you try it?
I didn't even try it. Fortunately, I know how to drive the boat better at this point without one, so.
Yeah, probably not the place to try it out.
Yeah,
Get some.
considering we only have a couple feet on either side here. Very deep, well-equipped marina, but not very wide. Take a look. Well, now that we passed that one big boat there, it actually looks like we have tons of room.
There was not tons of room. Can't confirm.
Let's see. Oh, so nice.
Yeah, maybe wait a minute.
Oh, it works so good. So nice having it. You know, I really don't need it, currently for what we're doing at least. Oh, there's a turtle.
Where?
He already dove under. Probably seen us coming. Oh god. Wasn't looking where I was going.
we chose like the windiest possible day to do this.
I didn't choose it. It's the day that we were doing it.
Well, I think today is definitely the windiest day.
Look at how fast we can now spin with the bow thruster. Alright, you gonna steer?
Yeah.